Welcome to The Holistic Entrepreneur with success coach, holistic nurse practitioner, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie shares inspirational and enlightening content to educate, empower, and facilitate well-being while nurturing the mind-body-spirit connection. This boost of positive energy will help you manage stress and make the most of your life, allowing you to thrive in the new normal. Now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Well, welcome everyone. This is your host, Bonnie Groessl, here at The Holistic Entrepreneur. I am so grateful that you are sharing your valuable time with me. I so appreciate you. Now, if this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you've tuned in before, welcome back. I hope that you find this will be another great episode with tips and insights to help you enhance your well-being. Now, I always want to remind you that the information presented here is educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature, but I always want you to just take what fits for you and simply let go of the rest. This show does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment either. I always want to preface every show with that little reminder for all of us. Now remember to check out the show page before you leave. There's always the links to everything that you need there. You can always connect with me at bonniegroessl.com, and I'd love to hear how it's going. So check out my Facebook page at Coach Bonnie Groessl, and you can post there how things are going for you. And tag me, please, if you'd like me to make sure that I see it, and I'm happy to respond. I do read all of those comments, and I'd love to know how it's going for you. Now, the other thing I always want to take time on the show to do is to remind you to take a moment for you. To just take a moment to just stop. To stop and just notice your breath. I mean, you have to breathe anyway. Just take a moment and notice the air coming in and the air going out. Just stopping. To take a moment to pay attention to your breath is so important. And then stop and notice you. Notice what a beautiful human being you are. Oh my goodness, I know that you are so loved. Now, I always want to take time on the show each and every week to remind you to just stop and notice. And maybe this is the only moment that you take for yourself. But it's so, so important to your well-being. If you can do this more, oh, please do. The more you do this, the better. Now, last time we talked about dopamine and ways that you can increase your dopamine levels naturally. You don't have to smoke a cigarette. Today, we're going to talk about endorphins, another neurochemical in your brain. Now, have you ever heard of the runner's high? It's that feeling that some people get when they go out for a long run. It's that euphoric feeling. It reduces anxiety and even pain. Well, that feeling comes from endorphins. Endorphins are naturally released in response to pain. They help push us beyond our comfort level to things that we might otherwise give up on. So have you ever heard of people taking a really cold shower or jumping in freezing cold water just for a couple of minutes? Now, of course, there are several reasons people might be doing this, but one of the reasons may be to be releasing more endorphins and get that high, or it's maybe even just a really nice, relaxed feeling. So taking a freezing cold shower can actually give you a boost of endorphins if you can stand a minute or two of the physical discomfort, because endorphins are released in response to pain. So if you're in discomfort, you're going to be making more endorphins. Now, there are other ways to create more endorphins and to release more of those in your body without being in pain. So we're going to talk about that today. Don't worry. Now, you can release endorphins in a fun way, like a really good belly laugh. Have you ever had a really good belly laugh that you laughed so hard that your stomach kind of hurt? It's just a joyful feeling, but it's also releasing more endorphins, and that adds to that joyful feeling. Contracting your stomach muscles enough so that pain of having a stomach that hurts because you've laughed so hard releases that good feeling endorphins into your body. Now, endorphins is one of the reasons that exercise is often suggested to help with stress. There's reasons why going to the gym after a hard day at, the office or at home or whatever is really helpful. Hormones like endorphins can also regulate appetite. And the role of endorphins and other hormones in regulating your appetite and food intake is certainly complex. But while eating food, it's thought that if you're increasing your endorphin levels, the higher those endorphin levels are, it can lead to regulating your appetite, so it can actually be a component of weight loss. Endorphins help with pain during childbirth. It's sort of nature's way of making labor a bit easier for mom. Endorphins can relieve pain, reduce stress, and cause that sort of euphoric feeling. In short, they can make you feel pretty darn good. So let's look at some ways to boost your endorphins naturally without having to go through too much pain. Endorphin release is linked to continuous exercise, as one example. So after about 30 minutes of exercise, you'll be releasing more endorphins. And moderate intensity is really the best. Moderate intensity means your heart rate goes up and your breathing speeds up, but you can still talk. You might be a little sweaty, but you can still talk. Meditation helps. Meditation can help you relax, as we've talked about, and achieve sort of that inner peace and calm, but it can also have other benefits, like improved wellness, improved mood, increasing your ability to cope with stress, and guess what? It also triggers endorphin release. Aromatherapy is helpful. Essential oils, especially an aroma like lavender, will help to release endorphins. Having sex. The euphoric feeling that you have during sex. You can thank your endorphins and other hormones such as oxytocin for that. And we're going to talk about oxytocin next week, actually. But that's a good way to release endorphins as well. And then eating dark chocolate or drinking red wine also produces endorphins and promotes those feelings of bliss. But be sure to use these in moderation because too much of anything can be too bad for you. And don't forget about humor therapy. Remember that belly laugh we talked about? And plus, laughing and smiling with friends, something funny lifts your mood. It helps relieve anxiety and stress. And that good belly laugh helps boost those endorphins. And if you enjoy like drama or scary movies or something like that, that's fine because comedy may not be the only genre that can boost your endorphin levels. You'll experience a similar reaction with endorphins if you're watching a dramatic movie or a show that's really making you feel emotionally intense because you'll be releasing those endorphins in response to pain. Because in your brain, there's no difference between physical and emotional pain. Random acts of kindness help. That triggers endorphin release. Doing something kind benefits you as well as the person that you're helping. If you are performing at something, like you're making music or a performance of some type, that in and of itself might be its own reward, but it also releases endorphins. Have you ever felt that euphoric feeling like as you're making music or performing at something, those endorphins are kicking in? It's kind of like you're outside of yourself. And then, of course, getting sunlight is always helpful. Your skin will make more vitamin D, which is an essential nutrient. It helps to boost serotonin and melatonin and dopamine, which we talked about last time, but it can also increase your endorphins. So sunlight can really help you in lots and lots of ways. But be sure to, try to get outside for at least 15 minutes or so, but don't do it at high noon when the sun is the most intense, and use sunscreen appropriately. And then massage therapy helps to relieve stress. We probably all know that. It improves symptoms, from physical health concerns to chronic pain and fatigue and all sorts of things. But these benefits are also associated with multiple hormones, including endorphins, because endorphins are released with massage, as are oxytocin and serotonin. So in other words, you can't go wrong with massage therapy. And if you have a massage therapist do it for you, awesome. You can also do self-massage. Taking a long hot bath. Everybody, knows that a long hot bath can help soothe things after a stressful day. Well, the heat of the water can provide, can relieve that tension and pain in your muscles, but it can also trigger the release of endorphins in your blood. So it's not just the cold showers that are helpful. Warm baths are helpful too. There are so many ways to release this feel-good chemical in your brain. So your action step this week is to see what fits for you, what fits into your day that you can easily access the drugstore in your brain to enhance your sense of well-being. So until next time, do what works for you. I want to thank you for joining me at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. I know that time is our most precious asset, and so I appreciate you spending your time with me. Now, my purpose is to be of the best service to this community. Whether it's your personal or your work life, I'm here to support you. The best place to get the latest scoop is at bonniegroessl.com. Everything is there. We can connect, and you'll find special offers and gifts that I have for you to help you attain the health, happiness, and abundance you deserve. And I encourage you to sign up for my monthly newsletter for more useful information and exclusive offers. The links are on the show page below. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to the Holistic Entrepreneur Show on your favorite podcast directory so that you automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. Until next time, this is Bonnie Groessl, wishing you health, happiness, and abundance.